Hello and welcome to King Cole's How To series. Today we're going to look at how to knit a wave or a ripple. We do this on various patterns. We have a 4-ply pattern with a blanket for a baby on that uses this technique. We have this chunky pattern which is 4696 and it has it on the little capelet and it also has it on the blanket. Same technique, obviously, just different yarn, different number of stitches. And on this super chunky, we've done a scarf at this side using this technique as well. So I'm going to just show you the technique and how it works, because it is a little bit of one where you really have to trust the pattern on this one, because it can seem a little bit odd as you're working through. So let's get started. Okay, so I've prepared this little piece of knitting. I've just done a basic little garter stitch border and then a little couple of rows of stocking stitch. This is just so we've got something to work with, and I'm using a nice thick chunky yarn so that you can see what I'm doing. Right, so I'm going to just knit one at the beginning of the row, and then for this one we're using sets of 8, so I'm actually going to knit 4 where I do knit 2 together 4 times. So that's 2, just a basic knit 2 together, that's 3, that's 4. So that's the first part of how we're going to create the ripple. I'm now going to do yarn forward and knit 1, and by bringing the yarn forward and then immediately knitting the next stitch, you create this yarn over. So I'm actually going to do 8 of those. So yarn forward, knit your next stitch, that's 2, yarn forward, knit your next stitch, yarn forward, knit your next stitch. So I've got 4 there where I've got extras, and I'm going to do another 4 because I need 8 in total. So yarn forward, knit 1, yarn forward, knit 1, yarn forward, knit 1, forward, knit 1, and it's always best with these to double check where you've got to. So starting here, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 stitches. So I've turned 8 stitches into 16. Now because I've ended up increasing, I now need to do some more decreasing. So you do knit 2 together another 4 times. And that's your first full set. So I've got knit 2 together 4 times here. I've then created 8 stitches there, and then I've done another knit 2 together 4 times here. So we've got exactly the same number of stitches on the needle as we had when we started. Now we're going to do another pattern repeat. So that's knit 2 together 4 times. 4, and then we're going to do the 8 increases, so that's yarn forward, knit 1, 8 times, yarn forward, knit 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so that we get back to the right number of stitches, I now have to do knit 2 together 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have a single stitch at the end that's just to anchor the end of the row. So what you've now got here is the beginnings of how it's going to ripple. So I've got no extra stitches on than I've started with, but I've got knit 2 together 4 times, I've got 8 yarn overs, I've got knit 2 together 8 times in the middle, another 8 where I've got yarn overs, and then another 4 sets of knit 2 together. I'm now going to work just 3 rows of the stocking stitch in the middle, which I won't make you watch because it takes too long, so we're going to do that bit and then cut back to where we're doing the next pattern row. Okay? Right, so you can see here we've got the row where I created the ripple, then we've got one row of where I've knit on the wrong side of the work, so it's reverse stocking stitch, and then some more rows of stocking stitch, and you can see how the ripple's already starting. Now it's really simple, it is only in this case a 6-row pattern repeat, and so we're now back to the pattern row, which if you remember we started with a knit one, and then you have to do knit 2 together 4 times, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you will see there is that we've started to work over where the holes have been made before for the ripple, and that's correct. Okay, so we're now going to do the yarn forward and knit 1 8 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can see we haven't quite got to the end there, and that again is correct, that's where you need to be. So we're now going to knit 2 together 8 times. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's my first set of 4. I'm going to do a second set. So I'll knit 2 together. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you can see again I'm working into where the fan stitches are. So now it's yarn forward and knit 1 8 times again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've created loads of extra stitches there, another 8 in total. And then I'm going to carry on and do my knit 2 togethers, and it starts again over that section. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of knit 2 together, and then a knit 1. So again, across the row, I haven't lost or gained any stitches. For every stitch I've decreased, I've increased 1. So I've got knit 2 together 4 times here, then I've got 8 increases, and then another, if you like, 2 sets of 4 where I've done decreasing, knit 2 together, another 8 increasing, and another set of 4 where you knit 2 together. Okay, and then I'm going to do a couple more rows again to show you how it flows into it, and then hopefully that's all you need to know. So, okay, so this is how it should be looking. Now you're getting that lovely ripple, it's carrying on all the way through. So what you've got to remember is that when you start to do the decreasing, it's going to infringe on some of the stitches below over there, that's correct. You're adding all your extra stitches in the middle, and then you're doing more decreasing. So the decreasing gives you this fan here, and the increasing gives you the fan there, but that's what you're aiming for. It can be used on different numbers of stitches, so you really do have to trust the pattern that you're knitting, and the number of stitches that it tells you to do, and the combinations that it's telling you to do. But if you do that, these are the types of things that you can produce. So good luck and happy knitting on that one, and there we go. Right, so thanks for watching, hope you found that useful. If you've any other techniques that you would like us to show you, then please add that into the comments and we will see what we can do. So see you again next time.